Hi Pisces, this is Chronic Joy Tarot. It feels like forever since we've connected here. I did have an extremely busy month in February. I'm actually still kind of reeling from it, but here I am. We're going to read for March 2018 for Sun, Moon, and Rising sign of Pisces, and we're using the Zen Tarot deck here to get our guidance. And I've also, if you're new to my channel, thank you, welcome, and just know that the style of reading that I use is less about others and less about outcomes or predictions, and more about what's inside of you. And then every month we focus on an aspect of our lives or of ourselves and develop that. So it's really a little more just kind of about you and all the work that you're willing to put into your spiritual growth. Okay? And if you're returning, thank you for coming back. It's good to see you. Thanks for all the ways that you support my channel. I appreciate it greatly. The oracle card I pulled for you is coming from a deck by Denise Lynn. It's called Native Spirit. And the card I pulled for you for this at this time, Pisces, is the Tracker. So this talks about like when there is a tracker, like a literal tracker in the wild, and they're at point A and they want to get to point B. The effective trackers will focus only on, what's right here. What's the next clue? What's the next sign to get me to my goal? The place that you stand in and your goal are the only things that exist when you have the focus of a tracker. So we're going to see how, using the flying bird spread, how you can come from the place you are and move towards your goal effectively without getting too scattered. If you focus on too many things at once, you're going to have scattered energy and it will dilute your strength. And we want to make sure you have that power base in order to move towards your goal. So it's asking that you choose a goal at this time, just for the next few weeks, and to use sort of the law of attraction in that you want to focus on your desires and not on the things that you don't want in your experience. So let's say, I'm going to make this very, very glib sort of, but let's say you have candies and you only want red candies, and you have a big pile of candies, and there are some red ones, but there are also green, yellow, blue, orange. And what we want you to do at this time is just take sharp focus only on the red ones, only on the ones you want. Forget about the others. They're going to be there, and the things that you don't want are going to be in your experience. But if you maintain a sharp focus on your desires only, you will sift out those other candies and you will get to your goal quicker. Okay? So I know that was a weird analogy, but that's the best I could do at this time. So the starting point, this spread is called the Flying Bird. We have a point of liftoff, and then we have internal energies on the left wing and external on the right. And we take flight and we move through the cards and come to a new level of awareness as it relates to a specific goal for you. Now this could be, a relationship goal, a physical where you live goal, a spiritual goal, something that you're trying to maybe release, denser energies, and maybe you tend to be, an overachiever, and you want to sort of release some of that energy and feel more relaxed in your day-to-day life. It could be about your career, it could be about your family. So your goal is specific to you, and remember, this is a general reading, so it won't land on all of you, but your goal is specific to you, but the method in which you reach it, we can sort of generally get from the cards, okay? And it starts with focusing, refining your focus down into this moment right now. Your starting point here is inner voice. Absolutely. So the first thing you want to do is to really tap in to what's deep inside and what your intuition tells you as far as which goal to focus on. Because at any given time, all of us have so many things going on and many things that we could focus on and try to achieve. But what we're asking at this time, just for the next couple weeks or so, is that you focus down on one of them. And your intuition will guide you as to what that is. Okay? The first internal energy here is also called the fear of flying in this flying bird spread. And so this is a potential block to your progress if you don't master this energy, and it is coming from within. So this is the moment-to-moment card. It's asking you to be sure. I mean, it goes right along with this tracker energy. Be sure to stay simply focused in this very moment. And what is my next step toward the goal? Then you accomplish that, and then you assess and you say, what is my next step? It's not get it all done at once. I have to race toward it. Stay in every moment, because your intuition will guide you. Like, say you have choices. You've accomplished 3 steps, and now you have choices which direction to go. You want to come back to, your intuition and really listen to what is feeling right for you at that time. This moment-to-moment card, this figure is just walking along the river with his eyes closed, and it's a river flowing all around him, and he's stepping on the stones that are guiding him down the river with closed eyes, and not really worrying about 14 steps ahead where he's headed. He's worried, all he's concerned with is where his feet are in this moment, and that in the next moment the next stone will appear for him, and he trusts that. So this is kind of, we want you to focus down, dial it down, strip away all the things that are distracting you, and just focus on one thing. Okay? The first external energy here is absolutely slowing down. So when we get too caught up in our thoughts and our minds, and they take us to all the what ifs and what could be's and what I should be doing, that scatters our energy. And we're really, in every one of these cards, starting with the Oracle card here, you're really being asked to strip it away and slow it down, focus in. What is, if you have 4 goals right now, what order should they go in? Like, what is the first one that should be accomplished before you can feel a little stronger to tackle the other ones? And then decide on your first goal, and then push the other ones out of your thoughts. For now, I'm not talking about long term. This is just for this moment. It's in order to get your footing and get yourself back on track. Okay? The next internal energy, is politics. So within you, you may feel that you've been sort of fooling yourself. Now, I don't mean, this isn't, the way that I read is never negative or positive. It just is a matter of what is. And so if you dig deep enough into your own, the root of where your spirit lies, you may discover that, here I was thinking I wanted goal A, and I kept thinking goal A, goal A, goal A. That's the one that's going to make me feel accomplished or whatever. And what really is, we all wear masks, right? That's what this card's about. You may have been sort of shielding yourself from the goal C, say, that is your truest desire. Maybe thinking I'll never achieve that, or there's no, whatever it is, there is something within you that's blocking you. And that's kind of, wearing a mask of sorts and making you feel like I should be doing this, and so that's what I'm going to, that's the direction I'm going to go in. But what we want you to do is bring it back down to these base cards here. Slow it down. Listen to your intuition, and from moment to moment, figure out what your goal is, and then what your next steps are. So this inner sort of mask that you're wearing, that maybe you have yourself fooled within, it's not a good or bad thing. Sometimes we have to wear a mask in order, as a protective measure. Sometimes we have to put aside certain aspects of ourselves in order to, not get too stressed out or scattered, or not get too upset, or, there are many reasons that we can throw a mask on now and then. The thing is to acknowledge it, be aware of it, and then release it and let it fall away, right? Whatever this block is that's going on within you. Okay, the next external energy is integration. And I love this coming right after the mask card, because this is talking about pulling it all together. All your hopes and dreams, your opposites, say, your yin and the yang, and the eagle and the swan, and sun and the moon, and all the aspects that make up your life. Sort of, if you have that slowing down energy and you're willing to kind of just take a breath for a minute before you step forward, you can take into account everything that has occurred up until this point, and then do away with the things that aren't serving you anymore, but carry them with you because they did get you to this point. But then really take focus and buckle down on your track, on your path toward your goal. Okay, so it's all it's a process, right? It's nothing that happens in a day, and it's nothing that it's nothing that has to drag on and on. It's a matter of refining your focus, okay? The top of the internal energies here is compromise. Now, I'm going to take this as you may have felt that, and you might feel this inside, but you're not really saying it out loud to others, is that you've compromised your aspirations for too long. You have spent, this is how I'm taking it now. It could be a different energy, but this is what I'm getting from this for some of you, is that it's been everyone, taking others into consideration and what they need and what their desires are, or what the status quo says you must be doing for too long. And it's really time for you to do away with that. Bring it back down, like I said, into this very moment. What's my next step? Don't worry about others. Don't worry about the expectations that have been set, even if they're of your own doing. Try to release that and just, break the job down into smaller pieces. And the outcome of this reading is beyond illusion. This is also an external energy. So those things that you feel have been blocking your goal, blocking you from moving forward towards your goal in your external world, they're not really blocks. They become bigger and become less penetrable only because of the thoughts you put toward it, right? The weight that you give them. So if there are blocks that are keeping you from the goal you want, it really has nothing to do with what's going on the outside, even though there are things standing in certain places, right, that you can perceive as that they're standing in your way. However, there are many ways to release and get around those things that are unwanted. And you have that power now. Remember, this whole reading is asking you to just sort of stop, breathe, and look at where your feet stand in this moment. And then, where's my next step? Not, where am I going to be in 3 months from now? How am I ever going to get there? No, what's my next step today, right? And this is the energy we want you to sort of encompass for the next couple weeks or so in March. And then, or actually, whenever you come upon this video, I like to say that, you know, time and calendars don't have as much meaning as energy. And the energy, whenever you come upon this video, is probably the right time you were supposed to view it. So that is your reading for March. And I'm going to give you a 50-50 promise that I will be doing mid-month updates. It feels like way too long since we've been together here, and I'm going to try really hard to get the mid-months going. I am, you know, still in busy season in my day job through, you know, the first quarter of the year. So, but it's all good. I'm going to do my best. It's great to have talked to you guys again. I hope this reading was helpful. And if it wasn't, you can check your rising and your moon sign on my channel as well. Okay, until then, have a happy couple weeks. Take care, Pisces.